Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Thursday afternoon, January 19th. We are looking at window traders, market profile of the ES and SPY. The one thing I can say today is very proud of how we saw the day. We saw the day excellent. We gave the room what we thought was going to happen, not after it happened, not during it happening, but before it happens. That's the key to this room. It's education and and being informative. Okay? We try to tell you what the market will do, and more importantly, why I think that. I'll never just say, oh, buy it here, sell it here. And that happened today. Did I take advantage of all of it? You know I didn't, but I had a good day. Should have had a great day in M period. But anyway, what's interesting is even though sellers gave up a lot today, they won the day easily. On our checklist sheet, they won everything. They actually held the gap. We had a gap of over $4 pre-market. Gap's 20 cents in SPY. We all held our gaps as small as they are. So that's interesting. Russell took out only the IB low and they end 7 wide and they hold the gap. Triple Qs took out both sides of the IB. They end 8 wide and held the gap. We took out both sides of the IB, initial balance, and ended only 8 wide in ES, 7 wide in SPY. Netflix earnings came out right after the bell, after we flushed down. Look at the way they ripped this thing in M period from 14.50. They ripped it up $1.30 right after Netflix earnings. So the bigger picture now, the daily is firmly down for me. The weekly is still up, and we defended the weekly low today so far. So with 1 day to go in the week, they're defending it. So we're going to see if they try again tomorrow, the sellers, to take it out and put the weekly into balance and possibly have an outside week down. Both Triple Qs and Russell's outside day down from yesterday proved to be very successful. I did not take a long today. There was one long I was considering today, and I didn't take it, and shame on me, and that was an F. You can sense the market getting tired. Once they couldn't go trend, once they couldn't get to the 50 in SPY, once they couldn't get to last week's low, I said, well, these laggards are going to give it up, and then we look for an afternoon rally high possibly. Well, it was getting right before lunch, so guess what? I actually sat here afternoon, but didn't pull the trigger when it did it. So then I just went and got lunch. I lost on one trade today. It was my first trade of the day in A on a small short, but then I had a very nice 4-lot short in A period that paid. I shorted B period with the one-time framing. Did well on that. C period. D period. The market was one-time framing down. We had lower value. We had a gap. It paid. And then the only afternoon trade I took was in H. I took a 2-lot that paid against the opening the first time it came in. And then once, it was above the opening. I'm sorry. When it first popped and took out the stops and where did I take it? I think it was at 20, 25. I think I shorted at 25 and it came in. Now, once I took out H, I'm like, well, something changed here. I'm neutral. We're going back and forth through the opening, HIJ. Are we going to roll over or are we going to get the high? Well, guess what? We did both of those things. But there's no way I was looking for a long up here. Okay, I just wasn't. And then I was like, well, the gap is small, 15 wide overnight. We have an 18 wide overnight from back on January 11th that didn't get hit. So I was waiting for that to happen to take another short. Didn't happen. Didn't take it up there. But the one I missed on, and I told the room this. I said, look, who's buying up here? You're getting a bid from shorts covering and momentum buyers. If the shorts walk away and the momentum buyers don't get what they want, which is the gap fill, once you take out K's low, what's going to happen? There's no bid underneath. There's no market makers. Who is grinding this up from F period on? Short covering and momentum buyers. Once they leave, don't expect Citadel. Your grandmother will make a bid before anybody does. Not going to happen. So that's why this is, don't say, oh, wow, I can't believe how much it came in. It's very believable because there's no bids here. And whoever was buying are weak buyers and they just walk away. So that's where I should have capitalized either an L or M on the short side. Again, still a good day, but we saw it really well. As far as destinations, today's high of 391.08 and then filling the gap at 391.28. Should have all the other ones from yesterday I gave you. Downside in SPY, 387.26. Now, SPY did not get their afternoon pullback low like ES did from January 6th at 387.19. They just missed it. 386.27 last week's low. Single prints, 384.99 to 383.96. ES, we have today's high of 40.25, filling the gap at 43.75. And then the downside is 01.75, weekly low. I'm sorry, today's low, 97.25 weekly low, and an 85.25 single prints get filled at 75. Now, let's go to the charts. So here's the weekly. Tomorrow night we recap all three of these indices, charts, monthly through daily. Look, we've given back a lot, but we're still up. Until we take out a weekly low, I'm not calling this balance. So to me, it's still up the weekly. Okay? If we take out last week's low tomorrow, we're back in balance. And then there could be more ramifications if we have an outside week down. But for now, the weekly is still up. The daily, to me, is down. Right? We came into balance yesterday and gapped out of it today to the downside. And the gap held. We are pinned between the 50 and the 20. This is, we've been talking about this, but it's important. Can we get above the 50 and the 200 again and get above this trend line? If we cannot, well, this 20 is going to roll over again. And then we're going to go make new lows, I think, on the year if that was, possibly test last year's lows and make new lows already for this year. So we'll see if the bulls could start taking some of this back. But for now, they had their chance 2 days ago. And for my money's worth, at least for now, have blown it. Thanks for the likes and subscribing. Have a good evening, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.